Hello. It works! Well, this is a blast from the past. Yesterday when I was driving home from the gym, I suddenly got this calling to pick up a small compact vlogging camera and just start speaking to the camera. So when I got home yesterday, I found my old Canon G7X Mark IIs and decided to charge them up and see if I could resurrect them to begin vlogging again. When I began my YouTube journey, the vast majority of my videos were filmed on these cameras, and they were fantastic because they're small pocket-sized cameras. You can carry them around with you easily, just take them out and film whenever you saw something of interest or wanted to speak to camera. And yeah, that portability made them so easy to both film but also to edit the videos as well. But over time I came to realise that these cameras are not built for the changeable Scottish weather. I had two over a 2-year period and I just wrecked them both. I mean, including this one that I'm using right now. In both cameras there is sand and dust actually in the lens. My first Canon G7X Mark II, the actual lens cover is completely broken and the screen is smashed. They've both had water go inside them, which just means that they malfunction. This one actually, I can't watch videos back on the camera, so I often have no idea if the video is actually properly recorded until I go home. So I decided after a while to start filming my videos on a mirrorless camera that was built for outside weather and that I could also attach an external microphone to. So the audio was better, I could stand away from the camera and do more presenting style videos, and the image quality was also better too. But with everything in life, there's pros and cons. And what I found by doing that was while it improved the quality of the videos immensely, it made them more time consuming and challenging to photograph, or film should I say. Which means that I began to film less videos, I took so much longer to edit them, and while, like I said, the quality was better, it had limitations too. So after getting called to resurrect these cameras yesterday and see if I can start using them again for videos, I thought it would be exciting to give it a go and just see if I can start using these again. Over the past 1.5 years, I've been spending quite a lot of time at home, and although I've been going away to do some holidays and experiences for myself, I've not really gone away and done much filming for YouTube, for instance. I've mostly just been in my local area, which I've thoroughly enjoyed. It's such a privilege to explore your local area and really appreciate it. But I feel like I'm starting to open up to going away again on occasion and doing more vlog style videos. And next year, I'm actually in the process just now of planning to take photographic connections on the road on a UK tour. More will be announced about that soon. It's just very, very much in the early planning stage. But if I am going to be travelling around the country doing what I'm planning to do, I'm going to need a camera like this to enable me to film the adventures and the experiences to share with you all. So in preparation for that, I'm resurrecting these cameras. They are broken. I am planning on investing in a new vlogging camera when the finances allow. But for now, I believe the best tools we have are the tools we own. So let's give it a go and begin the vlogging venture once more. And as I'm planning new ventures with my work and also working on some other projects in the background, I thought, why not invite you to come along on these ventures with me to see some of the things I get up to while I'm planning things, while I'm putting things into motion, and just give you some insight really into some of the things that I'm doing in the background out with YouTube, but also just to take you along on some of my walks in nature and show you the sort of things that I'm seeing while I'm out and about. to hopefully inspire you to get out and enjoy beautiful places for yourself and just have a little bit more of that nature connection in your life. And of course, with regards to the things that I'm planning, I hope that by sharing more with you that you may be inspired to get involved, or if you've got a similar vision to me, be inspired to creating similar things for yourself and your own communities. And I thought today would be an exciting day to take you on a little bit of an adventure with me, because this evening I'm delivering a talk to a company of makers about the language of photography and my book From Shooting to Creating. And I've got the whole presentation still to create, but as you can see, today is the most beautiful autumnal day here in Scotland. So rather than sitting at home and being on the computer all day, I thought I'd charge up my laptop and come out into nature, find a beautiful spot under the trees to work on this presentation so that I can enjoy nature in the process.
Company of Makers is an organisation that supports veterans and their families who are struggling on Civvy Street.
And I was introduced to them last year by one of the former Photographic Connections community members, and I was fortunate in January to deliver a talk about my own photographic journey and how it's helped me with my health and wellness. And then that led me on to doing a couple of online workshops for them, where we worked with little groups of people and basically inspired them to head out with their camera over a 2-month period and photograph things under different themes. I really enjoyed it, and I'm fortunate to be invited back, like I say today, to deliver a talk about my book, because the beautiful thing about Company of Makers is it's all about creativity, and they run workshops and host online events like talks from authors, usually veterans who have written books about their experiences being in the military and things like that, but also, you know, they like to put workshops on to help people who have been in the military and of course facing many challenges as a result of that, and inspire them to get involved with creative endeavours like music and photography. So it's a real privilege to be able to be invited along tonight to talk about my book and the language of photography, because I feel in me and my own health and wellness journey, speaking about the language and becoming aware of words has really helped me in my own process. So to then deliver a talk, I feel it'll be a really beautiful opportunity to hopefully plant some thought-provoking seeds in their minds and allow them to ponder some really interesting subjects. So I'm excited. So how I usually prepare for a presentation like this is I'll spend a couple of days in the lead up to it thinking about what I'd like to present, what I'd like to say, and I'll usually go out into nature, or sometimes in the morning when I'm having my breakfast, I'll just note down like a rough structure for the presentation or the talk, and then usually on the day of the presentation, providing it's later on in the day, will be when I tend to piece things together. Sometimes the day before or a few days before, but I find that for me personally, my presenting is always best when it's fresh in my mind. So it will take me a while to consider the structure, like I say, and note things down. And the things that come up time and time again, I know are things that I want to talk about in that talk, that actually piecing it together and having the final product comes very close to it being delivered. Like I say, just so it's fresh in my mind. I've just been joined by a red squirrel. He's in the tree above me. Can you see him? Hello? Hiya. Look at him. Wow. Hello. Hiya. Hello. Working in the woods is so magical. So I'm about halfway through the presentation now, and the midges have decided to descend on me, so I'm going to move just a little further down the woodlands where it's more open and where I should actually be sitting in the sun as well, which will be nice. This is something I like to do when I'm working, as well as getting out into nature and working in nature as and when I can, It's also nice to be able to move regularly as you're working, because sitting in one place for a long time, it's not the best thing for our health. So, and also our inspiration. If we sit in one space for long, we can start getting that horrible brain fog and tiredness. So every hour or so, I like to stand up, move around, and if I can, move to another spot. So I'm just going to head over there now and find a different spot to sit. This is one of the handiest things I've ever been gifted. This was gifted to me by one of my immersive photography weekend participants. I think it was at the start of the year, Catherine. It's a beautiful thing that she created. It's literally just been made out of different material, and it's a nice little pad that you can put down on the ground. One side is waterproof, the other side is nice and comfy with some padding in the middle, so that when you're sitting in the woodland or wherever you like to sit, your bum doesn't get wet. It's fantastic. So Catherine, if you're watching, I've made great use of this since you kindly gave me it. And yeah, if any of you are into embroidery or making things out of fabric, it's a fantastic idea. As I began walking, I started to realise how hungry I am, and while I have some snacks in my bag, I feel like I need something more substantial. And as maybe fate would have it, the spot that I was planning to sit at has people at it anyway. So I'm going to head home now, make myself some lunch, and then probably finish the rest of the presentation this afternoon either in my house or in my garden. In the garden would be better, wouldn't it? Especially on a day like today. Maybe in the garden. And yeah, just do that last finishing touches, getting the last few images in it, and ensuring that everything is ready to present this evening. We're so close now, but coming out this morning and spending time in the woodlands on a presentation has just been so beautiful. And of course, being visited by that lovely red squirrel was such a bonus. There's another one. There's another one. Please tell me, where is he? Where are you? Where are you? No, I can't see him. Where have you gone? Oh, another red squirrel to wish me farewell as I leave the woodland. You know, everybody speaks at this time of year, myself included, about the beauty of autumn in terms of the changing leaves and the fungi and all of the obvious things that happen amongst the trees. But something that is so magical about this time of year is the increased activity of the red squirrels, because of course they're beginning to collect all of their food and store it for the winter. So if you like red squirrels, getting into the woodland in the autumn is such a blessing. I remember being in this woods, it must be about 6-7 years ago now, and I was just walking around one late afternoon and I saw 10 squirrels in about 30 seconds. They were all on the ground gathering their nuts for the winter, and I was like, I've never seen so many red squirrels together. It was phenomenal. But yeah, it's a little beautiful thing to witness at this time of year that's well worth witnessing. It's beautiful. So thank you, red squirrels, for bracing or joining me in my company today. It's been so, so beautiful. It's now a number of hours later. I went home, I had my lunch, I finished the presentation, and I've just been reviewing this video and starting to edit it. The camera clearly has some issues. It's struggling with focus, it's very unstabilised, the image stabilisation's not good. I'm aware of that. I've been doing various things in the editing software to try and compromise the stabilisation anyway. I can't do anything regarding the focus, but because there's stuff in the lens and because it's been damaged a bit, it's difficult, especially when I'm out and about walking, for it to track me. So I've also been Googling other vlogging cameras and just getting an idea of how much they are. And yeah, hopefully soon I'll get to the stage where I can purchase one. But I think the beautiful thing right now is I've actually really enjoyed both filming this today and editing it. I feel this style of video is just maybe more suited to me to some regard. I really enjoy presenting and I like showing myself in the scene, but actually when I can just walk around and talk to a camera, I feel my communication and things just flow out of me really easily. And I mean, you see that even in my other videos when I stop for a while and just talk to camera about something in the environment. It's some of my most favourite moments. I love it. So I've really enjoyed creating this video. I now have 2 hours until my presentation, so I'm going to go and make myself something to eat and prepare for that. And yeah, I think today's just been really thought-provoking. It's been exciting to prepare for this evening. It's been interesting to reconnect with vlogging, and I think it's a great opportunity. An opportunity for me to share more of this process with you, but also to share more of the general day-to-day workings of what I do, because while I love photography and while photography plays quite a significant part in my life and of course my business, I do a lot more things in my life that take up a lot more of my time than the physical photography, and I feel that sharing some more of this stuff with you could be of interest to some of you, and it's also something I really enjoy doing. So yeah. And of course, thinking about the camera and the cost of that, you know, if you want to help support that, as well as my work in general, then if you've not yet got your copy of From Shooting to Creating, you know, purchasing a copy of that will go a long way to helping me with funding both the channel and my work, helping me to afford what needs to be afforded and save up for a new camera. And until Sunday, the ebook is still on sale for just £8.99. So just got a couple more days to make the most of that offer. I guess all that's left to do now is for me to refuel and have a little bit of a break from the computer before I begin presenting to Company of Makers this evening. So firstly, it's a real privilege to be invited back to speak with a Company of Makers, and I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you who've joined us this evening. Whether you were at the last talk or not, it's lovely to have you here and for you to spend the time with us this evening. As Steve said, I'm going to be speaking to you today about my new book, From Shooting to Creating, How Changing Your Language Can Transform Your Photography.